Hey there guys, welcome back to another hunting boot camp. Today, gonna be focusing on basically the basics of waterfowl hunting. So this is for people who haven't ever waterfowl hunted, they want to get into it, and these are just gonna be some helpful tips, tricks, kind of just things to know when you're just starting waterfowling. So the first thing to know about waterfowl hunting is ducks and geese and all waterfowl will land into the wind and they take off into the wind. So that is probably one of the most important things to know when you're either pass shooting birds or you're jumping birds or you're decoying birds. It doesn't really matter what you're doing, but knowing which way those birds are going to get up, knowing which way those birds are going to come in, you need to know that they always land into the wind and take off into the wind as well. Which brings me to my second point. Location, location, location. You know, they say it in real estate, and it's the same as with waterfowl. You know, it's all about the location. You got to be where the birds want to be, and that can vary depending on time of year, weather, hunting pressure. There's a bunch of different factors that go into it. In addition, you also want to set yourself up in the best location where you can hunt these birds. So that might be, you know, looking at what's going to be sheltered if you're hunting like a lake or pond. What's going to be sheltered during this whatever direction wind, or what water's going to be open late in the season, you know, like a spring-fed creek or something, versus, you know, when all the ponds are locked up and stuff. Also, you got to think about, do you want to shoot with the sun in your face? Where do you want the, you know, what wind direction do you want to hunt? Which spot? There's a lot of things that go into it, but location is definitely a big part and something that really deserves a lot of consideration when you're picking your spot, when you're trying a new spot. And that brings me to my third point, scouting. Scouting is one of the most invaluable tools you can do to have successful hunts. You go out, you put the miles on your vehicle, you look where the birds are landing in all kinds of weather conditions, all times of the year. You know, so it's sunny, they like it here. This wind direction, they're out here. It's early in the season, they're all spread out. It's warm, you know, they're not really too worried. It's late in the season, it's cold, it's snowy, it's windy. They're all hunkered down in this sheltered area. That's, you know, do all the scouting you can physically, but you can also do some online. So there's tools for it. You know, Google Earth is a great tool. You look at the online maps, you kind of find those hidden honey holes that no one else can find. You look at what would be good for wind direction, other weather conditions. You look at other spots. You can find out who owns what land if you want to hunt private and get permission on it. You can look at public access areas. There's a lot of online scouting you can do, but you do have to get out there, put on the miles physically, and actually see where the birds are. I mean, like, you know, going back to the second point, it might look great. You could be in a great looking spot. You're like, this looks ducky as all get out, and the birds aren't there for whatever reason. That's why you have to go out and you need to scout if you want to be very successful. I'm not saying you can't shoot birds without scouting, but you will shoot more birds if you do scout. Another tip that'll help you harvest more birds is concealment. So going back to what I was saying about location with the sun in your face, not only are you worrying about shooting into, you know, losing birds in the sun and all that, but you have to worry about that sun on your face. Your face will glow. You're wearing sunglasses, those will shine. You got a camera on your head like I wear, that'll shine too. You got to take all that stuff in consideration. How it looks from the air, the birds can see that from miles away. You know, it just stands out there on those bright sunny mornings. You know, I like wearing the face paint. I like the beard, because it helps, just breaks it up a little bit. You know, if you can, brush in, get your blind brushed in good. Keep your head down. I know it's really hard. You know, everyone has this issue. You want to see the birds coming in. That's part of the whole experience. But you got to be very careful how you do it. Otherwise, you know, just they can pick up on that slightest movement and they'll be gone. So you gotta try to keep your face down. Try to be concealed as much as you can, and that'll also help you harvest more birds. My fifth tip for people just getting into waterfowl hunting is, don't think you have to go out and buy super expensive decoys. I mean, sure, they're nice, they're super detailed, they look good, but you can shoot birds over any decoy. You know, that goes back to the location. If the birds want to be there, they're gonna be there. As long, you know, you set up. Heck, I've seen teal hunting videos where people use painted 2-liter bottles and they shoot teal over them. And it's gonna work better early season. I'm not saying it's gonna work all the time, but if you don't want to spend a bunch of money on decoys, I mean, just starting out, you know, you don't know if duck hunting's for you, you don't know if goose hunting's for you, hit up the garage sales. Go look for, you know, some cheap decoys someone's getting rid of. I know there's old time hunters that are, you know, they got a whole bunch of older decoys, and they'll even donate to a beginner, you know, just because they want to see this sport carry on. They want to see their passion fostered into another person, and they want to see this tradition kept alive. So look, just keep an eye out for those things. You know, there's also good deals at sporting goods centers, and right before duck season, they usually have a big sales at all the major retailers, Cabela's, Shields, Max, Rogers, all those. They'll have specials and stuff, and after season too. If you liked it, it's another spot to upgrade your decoys. And that's, you know, you don't have to buy all, like I just said, you don't have to buy all the expensive decoys. You can buy cheap ones and upgrade as you go, or you can paint your own even. That's another option, and make them look however you want. So my sixth tip is motion is very important as well. So if you got a steel day, or for whatever reason, you know, your decoys aren't moving around that much, don't be afraid to break out a jerk string. A jerk string can be super invaluable. It can help you shoot a lot more birds, and it's very cheap. You know, those spinning wing decoys, they can get up there in price, especially if you're just starting out. You might not want to spend all that money, but the jerk string is literally just string some clips on your decoys and a weight. You can rig it up a whole bunch of different ways, but it'll add motion to your spread and make your spread look more realistic. My final tip, I'll reiterate it once again. I made a video about this earlier, but I'll say it, you know, I'll restate it once again because I believe it is important, and a huge resource, if it is available to you, is to find someone who has been duck hunting, who currently duck hunts, and go with them. See if you can tag along, offer to drive, offer to help out, however you can, and more than likely those people are going to say yes. Being out there with an experienced hunter is an invaluable resource because you can learn so many more little just tips and nuances that we can't share or don't even think of on like these, you know, on these videos themselves, and you can just pick up on stuff like that. But that's all I have for you guys today. I'm sure there's probably some other basic tips that I missed or didn't think of, didn't mention. So if I did, drop them down in the comments below. Hopefully, you know, beginning duck hunters can see this and it'll help them out a little bit, and we'll get some more people interested in our great sport. If you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you next time, guys. See ya.